8 weeks ago, I sprayed 7 different spots in my yard with Ortho Ground Clear, and they guarantee weed death for up to 1 year. 6 of those spots are doing really well, but there's one spot that isn't. So let's get to it. Test number 1 is probably a big reason why people buy this product to begin with: fence rows. It's almost impossible to weed whack around your fence, so that's why this gets used a lot. 8 weeks after I sprayed it, you can see it's all dead, except for that little weed right there, which we'll come back to. In my previous video, the part 1 to this, I explained why I love this product and why I've been using it for 7 years. Test area number 2, planters. I got in there and sprayed dangerously close to vegetation I didn't want dead, like this little hosta plant. You can see just how many little weeds are coming, but after 8 weeks and 1 hailstorm to my poor hosta plant, every weed is as dead as a doornail. Test area number 3, I sacrificed my lawn and did a little test square in a part that was mostly grass. Here's what it looks like 4 weeks into it, and you could see it's as in bad a shape as my poor picket fence. And here's after 8 weeks, and you could see everything's just dead. The next test spot was in a place a few feet away where it was mostly weeds. Would you look at that prairie fire crabapple tree?
Oh, would you look at that? Yeah, well. Would you look at that?
Okay, back to business. 8 weeks after, you can see that the ground is bare. The only thing green in there are leaves that's blown in from the previous storm. Number 5 is a brick sidewalk where weeds would grow in between the brick. And much of the same story here, all dead. Then we moved over to a concrete sidewalk with cracks, and these are notorious for letting weeds grow through. So I only sprayed half the cracks, so we can test it versus the non-sprayed area. This product is clear. I used blue marker paint so I could see where I sprayed, but you could see after 4 weeks right here that it does not leave a trace of blue. And it seemed to kill all the weeds 4 weeks in. After 8 weeks, you could see everything's still great compared to the left side, except for a couple plants. Of all of the weed species, this is the only one that's been able to evade the ground clear. This was the same one in the fence row we saw earlier. I believe this plant is called prostrate sand mat or ground spurge, but everything else looks great, so that's also a win. And for the last test, a simple gravel driveway. This one's got my head scratching a little bit because I was not happy with the results. You can see it did okay compared to the other part of the driveway. But we're not going for okay, we're going for total kill. I've got 2 theories on why this didn't work as well. Number 1, the instructions do say either spray this after a rain or water it down before you spray so that it works properly. I remember doing this video 2 months ago thinking, boy, I sure hope this works for the video because it hasn't rained in a while. I didn't do that, so maybe that was it. The second reason is you can see I didn't get that much spray in there. And since it's not soil, it's actually limestone base, it probably didn't get in there and maybe washed out. Anyways, all I know is I've used gallons and gallons of this thing in the last 7 years and I'm sold, and it actually does work. So you'll just have to take my word for it or not. I have a clever way to spray for spiders and mosquitoes in your yard using a power tool. That video will be coming out in a few weeks, so subscribe for that. And to watch part 1 of this video, click the end screen in the top right hand corner.